Backwards Dipper 96 back here for another video for y'all today. Today, it's just opinion, but more or less it was suggested to me by somebody. But before we get into that part of the video, I want to just, if you guys did, I got some Copenhagen wintergreen in. I did buy a couple cans on Saturday of Grizzly. Gotta spit again. So if you got your dip, grab your dip. If you got your chew, grab your chew. If you don't dip, thumbs up to you. Thank you for coming back to the channel. I know some of y'all don't dip, and it's alright by me. Quick little update on the controllers. They don't die as fast. And when they die, they get down to 2 bars and then 1 bar. And sometimes I'll let them fully die, or when it says getting low, I'll switch them. But that's very rarely. But they've been alright since I bought them. That's a little weak update part. I was gonna do an update video about it, and then I was just like, I might as well just throw it into the suggestion video that somebody told me to do. So, okay, so everybody knows I switch up what I do. I go from wintergreen to straight to sometimes natural, sometimes I go to mint. It's very rare I go to mint, but it's been a while since I've dipped Southern Blend, Copenhagen Southern Blend, and everybody knows I don't do UST on my channel. But if you only dip one flavor and you don't switch it up, after a while it's going to get irritating, number one. Number two, it's going to get sick and you'll be like, I don't want to dip it no more. And then you're going to go to another one that you'll probably dip for months and months and months, and then you're not going to like it. My opinion is you should switch up what you dip. Like, I know people that dip wintergreen and then go and dip berry, skullberry. Personally, I can't dip skullberry. It'll make me sick. But if anything, I would switch up what you dip, just due to the fact that a lot of people will give you hate for it. My opinion is stick with what you like, but try to switch up what you do. Like, wintergreen will burn. Well, what I mean by this is wintergreen will burn, but it ain't gonna hurt you. Basically, the burning that you feel is it making a pocket in your gums, and that's going back onto the video that I did a while back about your gums and when you start dipping and why your gums are receding and raw and stuff like that. You know, I'm a wintergreen guy. I'm not gonna stop being a wintergreen guy. But at the same time, I like to switch up what I do. If I'm in the mood for it, I'll get it. Like, for example, I get sick of the wintergreen. I'll go to straight, or go to mint, or go to natural, or say screw it and go to fine cut wintergreen or fine cut natural. I don't want wintergreen, but that's push come to shove. So my opinion is, if you dip one specific flavor and you haven't tried anything else, my thing is try other flavors and see if you like it. If you don't, then whatever, you don't dip it no more. Dip it like once in a blue moon, or once a year, or once every 2 years. Like, for example, I want to dip Skull Cherry, and that's been 5 or 6 years, I think. Copenhagen Black, that's been since 2017, since the Wayman Reserve came out, and I haven't dipped it. And on a side note, on Copenhagen Black and Copenhagen Black and Cope Whiskey Blend, they are liquor flavored dips, but they have no liquor in it whatsoever. Now, another little side note. Take Copenhagen Extra Long Cut Natural. Take a bottle of Jack Daniels. Take and put some in the cap. Pour it in there. And if you have to, go for a little bit more. Go for a couple drops if you have to. If it's not right. But after that, awesome. Awesome dip. Awesome mixture to do. And I'm going to do it eventually. But I might do it with Grizzly, not Copenhagen. We'll see though. Copenhagen Natural Extra Long Cut is my favorite, natural wise. That and Grizzly Natural. But it's the fine cut, not the long cut. But back onto the topic of the video. Like I said, somebody suggested this idea to me, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. But my thing is, if you're gonna dip one flavor, then dip one flavor. Everybody has their personal preference, personal opinion. But if you switch up what you dip, like one day I did Copenhagen Wintergreen, next day I did Grizzly Wintergreen, 2 days later I did Longhorn or Kayak or whatever. Fine. But if you're dipping like one specific flavor like cherry, berry, citrus, any flavor that's not the main three flavors, then you're not really, honestly to me, you're not a real dipper. And you claim your country, but technically you're not, because you're dipping one specific flavor. Like, I'm gonna put this out there. Smash Mouth Dipper, my best friend since 2016 or 2017. I don't talk to him often anymore. I have talked to him, but I haven't talked to him recently. But he has dipped wintergreen mostly the whole entire time I've known he's dipping, or he has been dipping. Like, he dips Copenhagen, I dip Grizzly. At one point, we were dipping the same thing all day, every day. Copenhagen Wintergreen. But to me, if you're dipping them fruity flavors, you're not a real person. You're not a real man, number one. Number two, you ain't country. And three, you're just dipping just to make yourself cool. Do different flavors. Do Southern Blend, Wintergreen, Straight, Mint, Natural, Fine Cut, Long Cut, Mid Cut, Fat Lip, whatever. The reason why I say Fat Lip is because Kayak is made by them and from Wheeling, West Virginia, which that's beside the point. But yeah, just try to dip different things. Don't dip the same thing every day, because I'm gonna tell you this: after a while, it's gonna get old. You're gonna get sick of it, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck? I need a new dip. I need a new flavor." So your best bet is just to bounce around. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, say you dip wintergreen for 2 months, and then you switch to mint. Dip that for a month, then switch to straight. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever. But don't constantly dip it every day, because you're gonna get sick of it. Same flavor every day is just, no. I dip wintergreen because I like wintergreen. My dad used to dip, I think he told me cherry, and he used to dip Longhorn. Longhorn because it was cheap. And cherry, he instead of the 5-can rolls, he used to get the 10-can logs. Now, here, I'm going to tell you this. Back in the day, back in early 2000s, they had 5-can roll, and then they had a 10-can log. Now, I don't know how the pricing was back then, but I know Skull did it. I know for sure Skull did that. But that's what my dad used to do back in the day, is Longhorn and Skull Cherry. I dip it all. I don't dip Skull that often, and I don't dip Copenhagen Snuff often because I can just get a free can off of my neighbor if I wanted to. Keyword if I wanted to. But yeah, yeah, that's my personal opinion, and that's my forte on that little discussion that I had with my friend. Like I said, the controller's doing good. By the way, that's for my stand, that thing plugged in. That's for this PlayStation stand. But this is a really good controller, and if you look, hold on. If you look at the light, watch the light. It's dim right now. Watch. See how I changed it. If you put, little tip of advice, if you go and put all your controllers in dim, they will last a little bit longer than if they're in full brightness or medium. But that's my opinion on that little subject that I had with my friend. Update on the controller. If you ain't dipping, you're tripping, keep cracking, keep packing up to see you on the dip side. Stay positive, always think positive, never think negative, never things will come your way. Always think and stay positive, and positive things will come in your heart and in your mind. Hope you have a great day, great night, wherever you're watching this. And if I don't see you, I'll see you on the dip side. America.